entrepreneurs, we're always looking for that little slight edge to help us grow our business, right? Well, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 uncommon thoughts that when you truly believe them, it's going to help you skyrocket your business. So stay tuned. Hello, I am Brenda and I help entrepreneurs create thriving businesses by changing the thought patterns that have held them back in the past through rapid transformation. And today we're going to be talking about these 3 unknown little thoughts that when you really start to believe these, it's just going to have an unlimited impact in your business. And so I talk a lot about the difference between personal development and transformation. And so we've got a whole video on that, but real quickly, personal development is awesome. And that's the stuff that you're physically doing. You're getting up, you're doing the work, you're creating your goals, you got your dream boards, you got the plan, all of that stuff is personal development, right? Transformation kind of encompasses the invisible stuff that's around us, the invisible thoughts that we have, the behaviors, the reactions. And when you can transform some of those, then all of that personal development, all the work that you're doing just really, it just escalates, okay? So that's where we're talking about today. So what are these uncommon thoughts, right? You want to skyrocket your business. And so we got to get a little bit away from the tactical and really start believing there's a lot of stuff that you can tap into. And just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there to help you. So the first one is, this is a mind shift. This is an uncommon thought. And the thought is, I don't have to work really hard to make a lot of money. All right. Now, this thought right here is absolutely true. And you got to remember that whatever you believe to be true is going to be true. And speaking from experience, I really truly believe that I had to work a lot. I had to sacrifice. I had to, do a lot of efforting to really make my business successful. And it worked. It absolutely did. I made my first 6 figures by hustling and doing really, really, really hard work because that's just all I knew. And it took me a long time and through a lot of business coaching through other people to realize, you know what? If you could just change some of these thoughts, some of these beliefs that you have, it doesn't have to be this way. Things can happen so easy. And so I really played around with that concept. I've taught that concept. I've seen it happen in so many people. And the number one thing that you can do is just to really believe. A belief is just something that you think over and over. Really believe that you don't have to work really hard, really long hours to make a lot of money. A lot of money can come to you easily, effortlessly, and quickly. Now, this is not woo-woo. This is not, positive thinking. This is not just sit back on the couch and just do whatever you want and this money's going to come to you. The clients are going to come to you. Obviously, you have to do the work, right? But the work doesn't have to be hard and long hours. If you expect the work to come to you easy, if you expect the work that you're putting into it, the clients that you're talking to, the content that you're putting out there, the websites or whatever it is that you're creating, if you find that to be really difficult work, it's going to continue to be difficult and the money's going to kind of stay away. But if you can find people to help you with that, find things that you really enjoy doing, you're going to notice that this money and these clients and this business is just going to come to you a lot easier. So that's number 1. Really think about the thoughts and the beliefs that you have around how easy or hard, fast, quick it is to be able to bring in money. And that's the first one. What you think about is what's going to happen. So if it's going to come to you easy, if it's not hard, you're going to start to notice that happen in your life. Okay. So number 2, what's this number 2 uncommon thought? It goes right along with number 1, but it doesn't have to take a long time to make a lot of money. This is a shift that, depending on where you are in your business endeavors, that can be something you have to overcome. It's usually coming from the employee mindset versus the entrepreneur mindset, where you're trading your time for money, right? As you go to a job, it's kind of what we were trained and grown up with, is that you go in for your job, you put your 8 hours in and you get your paycheck. And truthfully, you could do an amazing amount of work during that 8 hours, or you could barely do anything during that 8 hours, but you're going to get that check. Well, once you come into entrepreneurship, you still have that kind of mentality of like, I want to make $10,000 a month. I want to make $100,000 a month. I want to make $1 million this year. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to work a long time. This is going to take me a while to actually get to that milestone. And the belief right there is that's absolutely not true. It's going to be true if you believe it, all right? But if you put some systems in place, right? And these are all the things like, yes, you want to have some things working for you. Yes, you want to have a good website. Yes, you should have a funnel that's created. Yes, you should understand who your avatar is. Yes, you should have these business principles, right? Because obviously it's going to make things easier for you. However, mind shifts happen when things happen to you. And the first time I ever made $20,000 in an hour was just mind-boggling to me that this could actually happen. And then I had money coming in and I wasn't working at all because I had set my business up. When things happen to you, it becomes a lot easier to believe that it can happen again. But if it hasn't happened to you, if you haven't made, $50,000 in a day, if you haven't made $100,000 in a month, you know it's possible because you can see other people doing it. But if you don't really believe it's possible for you, it's going to take you as long as you think it's going to take you to make that money, right? So my suggestion is start believing that you can make the amount of money that you want to make quickly, easily, and it doesn't have to be hard because that's number one, right? But it doesn't have to take a very long time, right? The way with the internet that we can make things happen so much faster, the tacticalness of that is awesome. So utilize the mind, utilize the energy, the thoughts that you have, and the beliefs that you have to say, you know what? This is going to happen. It's not going to take me an entire 12 months to build this up to $100,000. I can get this done in 3 months. And when you start to believe that, things are just going to start happening. This is how transformation works. Sometimes it looks like magic. Sometimes it feels a little bit weird, a little coincidental, little synchronicities going on. However, I promise you this is how things align up. When you start to align with the level that where you want to be, things will just start coming to you. The right person that you want to meet is going to connect you with someone. The right software that you're going to need, or the one business that's going to happen that's going to trickle into a net. All of these things are just going to start happening when you truly believe that it doesn't have to take a long time, and you'll just be amazed by how fast things can happen, right? These are uncommon beliefs because they challenge the norm. Well, as entrepreneurs, as people that are going out against the norm, this is what you want to do. And you want to be able to believe it and see it and feel it inside for you so that you can watch it happen. So that brings us to number 3. What is this third uncommon belief that's going to really help you skyrocket your business? And we're going to go along with the same theme. This one is an uncommon thought because you're going to hear this a lot. You're going to hear it a lot in personal development. You probably have heard it a lot, is that sacrifice is not necessary to build the business of your dreams. There's a lot of sayings that go around this, like work really hard today so that you don't have to work later. The early bird gets the worm. Sacrifice now, do the things that other people aren't willing to do so that you can have the life that they're never going to have, right? There's a lot built around this. And yes, it's a thing, right? If you sacrifice your time, if you sacrifice your sleep, if you sacrifice your mentality, if you sacrifice your health, if you sacrifice all of these things just to go down the road to build your business, will you get there? Yes. But it's not going to be that fun, and you're not going to enjoy your life. Here at Life Thriver, we really talk about thriving through everything, thriving in life, thriving through this business. Sacrifice doesn't really belong in this scenario. If you feel like it's going to have to, then it's going to. Hopefully you see the little pattern inside of what I'm talking about. It all stems from our beliefs. It all stems from our thoughts. It stems from our emotions. And in the beginning, I sacrificed a lot. I sacrificed a lot of my time. I sacrificed a lot of my sleep. And I even sacrificed a lot of my identity to be whoever I needed to be to get the job done, which was a horrible lesson to actually learn. I wish I wouldn't have had to do that. But you know what? I'm certainly glad I learned it, because now I have the two sides of I will never do that again. Building a business can be fun. Building a business fits inside my lifestyle. I don't have to fit my lifestyle inside this business, right? And it can happen whenever I want, and I enjoy what I'm doing. And so I build a business that is fun. I build a business where I get to talk to people who value the same way I do, where we're not all grinding, all right? Some people believe in the grind. And of course, there's something to be said about hustling and grinding only if you're inspired to do it. When you really feel like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get this done. I'm being pulled to do this. I'm being pulled to reach out to these people. There is something to be said about that. That is when things will happen really quickly. But if you're just really burning the midnight oil and you're doing all these things and you're hustling and grinding because there's no other way, that's where you got to check yourself a little bit, because that is not the way that you really want to build your business. Because truthfully, you want to have a great life. You want to be thriving. And thriving in business really also means that you're thriving in life. You think about your wheel of life. If you got a great business going on, but you're sacrificing all these other things, what's the point, right? So with that, the next question really becomes, sure, Bren, sounds great. Okay, so money comes easily. I don't have to work really long and hard hours, and I don't have to sacrifice, and this wonderful business is just going to come upon me. Well, it sounds kind of too good to be true. However, there's a formula to this, right? When you create the thoughts, when you create the situations, when you have the identity of this type of a person that is going to achieve these type of results, it's going to happen, right? What you focus on is what happens to you. And so what I would love for you to do, if you're interested in being like, okay, sure, sounds great, but how? How do you actually do that? I have a completely free video. It goes through the 5-step rapid transformation formula. This is the formula where you're retraining your thoughts. You're not trying to figure out, how do I get there? How do I get there by this? It's how can I get where I want to be by reframing these thought patterns that are obviously keeping me where I am, and I would love my life to be a little bit easier. Okay? The link is below this video. It will take you directly over. Just put your name and email in there. It's completely free. You can get that, and it'll walk you through that process of how, when you start implementing these things and implementing these ideas into your life, you will start to achieve these results. All right, so hopefully you got a little bit of value out there. And so click that link below. Go ahead and watch that video. Follow the formula. You're going to get some great value out of that, and I'd love to hear back from you and let me know, how did it go? Again, this is Brenda Gagne. If you are new here, please go ahead and click that subscribe button, like this page, and join our free community. We have a wonderful new community over at Life Thriver. Our goal is to help empower you to transform so that you can thrive in your life and business. So again, I'm Brenda Gagne. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.